Strategy number 2, time management. I cannot tell you how many times I have been invited to an artist produced exhibition or group show, and it could have been the first of the month I received the invitation, and they had given themselves about 2 weeks to put a show together. Now, that is a very short period of time to go through truly and successfully the steps needed to have a really great show. Not saying that there aren't amazing people out here that can produce a great exhibition in 2 weeks. I just say give yourself as much time as possible to go through all the steps that are needed to properly market, properly promote, continue working on your art, and get the word out there and give people time to really come and explore and have the experience you want them to have. At minimum, personally, and in my 10 years of experience, the least amount of time that I will put in promoting an exhibition is 3 months. And I know many will hear that and say, 3 months, that takes forever. But listen, in 3 months, if you are truly promoting your work with marketing, not only social media, if you are able to work with editors in lifestyle magazines, cultural magazines, and newspapers, and anything that will be put in print, journalists need minimum 65, 70 days to hear your story, interview with you, and hopefully put it into print before the next run of the cycle of when that article may come out. So here in Houston, it would be the Houston Chronicle. We have magazines such as Paper City. There are other journalists and cultural influencers that are very busy. We all have a lot going on, so you really want to give an opportunity to share your experience, share your artist statement, and let there be time if it's going to go to print. So at minimum, I would recommend do not plan your exhibition before giving yourself 90 days to prepare for it. Me personally, being a dealer, I have learned my lesson that even working with artists, I now prefer for 50% of the work that's going to be shown in their solo show to be completed so that we can look at it, we can discuss it. I can make sure that I understand what is the artist trying to convey. Not only should the artist be speaking when I'm representing them about their art and doing artist talk, I also need to have a great understanding to communicate exactly what the artist wants to convey, because that's part of being a great art dealer. And so we have a conversation. I'll go do a studio visit, and I will say after 50% of the work is complete, we may have made a decision depending on size, depending on complexity, and depending on what they're trying to convey. We may say your solo exhibition is going to be 25 works of art or 30 works of art or 20 works of art. If that's the case, let's say we agreed we're going to show 30 works of art, 15 works of art need to be completed before we even pick a date beyond 90 days to say this is the date of your solo show. Can feel it already. I can feel some of you artists there thinking that's going to take forever. I'm excited. I just want to get my work out there. But truly, it's to your benefit. It's to your benefit to not rush. I have had exhibitions that the day I'm hanging art, the paint is wet. I've actually had paint on my hands the day of the solo show, but it must go on. We've promoted, we've gotten it done, and the artists are exhausted. They may have had sleepless nights of nonstop working around the clock trying to get the work done. So at least if 50% of the work is done, and if for whatever reason we don't hit our target number of 30, okay, we have 25 works completed. We have 20, which is still amazing, but that's good to know that at least half the work is done. Another great preparation is setting that schedule that I mentioned in the earlier strategy. Understanding, working with how much time do you need to truly complete the work, and give yourself a grace period, because life happens. You get a phone call, unfortunately, a family member is sick. You may need to help them with things that happen that you weren't expecting. You weren't expecting to have to take care of a loved one, or you weren't expecting to have issues come up with children if you have children. There's so many things that I always give a buffer to allow for those things to happen, to continuously build up the excitement of your show coming. And even with your audience that wants to attend, when you give individuals 2 weeks. I'm not sure about you all listening, but I definitely have plans and travel lined up. So I need a good amount of time. 30 days is amazing to get that first notice that a show is about to happen in 3 months. More than likely, it's more chances that I'm going to be able to attend or plan to attend the moment I see it. It's an artist, I want to see their work. I'm putting it in my calendar immediately. So give your audience and give your collectors and friends and family time to just get that into their calendar and work around it. Hopefully, if some are traveling in to see your show, they have time to put in for vacation so that they can travel and they can come and see your show. Another mistake I've seen artists make, the quality. Now, this is your amazing solo show. This is your amazing group show that you're part of. And if you don't give yourself the time that's needed, you are going to rush your work. And anyone like myself or any other curators or anyone who looks at a lot of work, we can tell the difference of what you were attempting to accomplish and what was accomplished because you just ran out of time and you just really needed to get it done just to get the show working. Specifically, if certain works was at the time period being made that you took your time, and now we can see here's the other works that was completed probably 3 nights before the show. It's a big difference and people can tell. And so you just want to make sure each and every work you're proud of. Another thing that I've heard artists cringing over, when you're not truly proud of certain pieces that you are showing, you're less likely to want to talk a lot about it because in your heart, you know that's not your best work. You know you're showing something that, you're digging in your heels and you're just like, oh my goodness, I really don't like that piece, but I just had to fill the room. I just had to fill that wall space. And so you want to feel comfortable. You want to truly feel proud. Each of these pieces are representing you. And so you want anyone that comes to you and says, oh, I kind of like this piece. Tell me about it. You want to light up. You want to be excited. And even if you can speak through it and you can talk about the piece, I feel that we are all full of energy and we give off the energy that we're feeling. An art appreciator or the audience is going to tell. They're going to tell if a certain piece, yeah, that piece there, I kind of created it. And, this is what I was attempting to do. But you may have the body language that's showing that it's not your favorite work of art. So give yourself that time management and preparing the artwork to be completed. Give yourself the amount of time for successfully marketing. And further on, we will dive deep into marketing strategies. And to this day, after 10 years of having exhibitions, I still say, oh yeah, this next exhibition is 6 months away. I turn my back for a second, I do the steps that I've written down and checked all the boxes, and before I know it, the exhibition is a week away. It's like, where did the time go? And it happens to all of us. So do not think, okay, I'm giving myself 3 months, 4 months, 5 months to prepare for this exhibition. I have plenty of time. You will be surprised when life gets in the way how fast a show comes up, and then you're scrambling and you're rushing at the last minute. So definitely give yourself that time. Along with time management, great artists know how to delegate. So even if you may not have family support, a lot of artists don't have family support, lean on your artist community. Make an effort to get to know other artists and say, hey, if you can help me, if it is a solo show and they're not part of your show, communicate. I would love to have your support just with the logistics of putting the show together. And when it's your turn to have your show and you're putting it together, I got your back. We're going to work together. We're going to make a team of it. There are curators that work with consistent artist teams. I don't know if they call it an artist team, but for lack of better words, it's just a group of artists that kind of form their own artist collective and they work together. They may have a brick and mortar artist collective that people can come to and keep working with those artists, or they may just have pop-up exhibitions when they can. But it's definitely a team effort to successfully have a show. So make sure to give yourself that time.